We're live. Alright. Alright. Hello, Internet. I am the Tired's. Because I went out in society and did a thing today. And by did a thing, I mean I actually played a game. Very exciting. And even more so, I got to play Battletech Alpha Strike for the first time in a very, very long time. And holy shit, is it a really fun game. It's just as fun as I remember. We had a 300 versus 300 versus 300 sort of like point knockdown. That was very fun. Me and two of my friends sort of just went at it and smashed our mechs together. Yeah, it was really good. I had a super good time with it. Big shout outs to my Axeman who one-shot a dude by splitting him down the middle like Voltron. My Jenner, which kicked another Jenner to death, which was very cool. And my Thug, which overheated and like nuked two different mechs, which was also very cool. No, go away. Stupid pop-ups. But yeah, it was a hell of a blast. A hell of a blast. And I got to use my new mat that my parents got me for my birthday, which was super cool. They got me like a forest mat from Frontline Gaming, which was really cool. And I got to use some of my terrain. And I have to say, it worked out beautifully. It worked so well to find like a weird little city area, and people could like sneak around it and go through it, and oh, it was fantastic. It really was like the ultimate way to do the setting of the game for this, which was really, really cool. So, that means I'm pretty fucking jazzed to work on this terrain tonight. So I think that's what we're going to do. I didn't stream earlier because I was getting ready for the game today. So I figured I still didn't want to miss a stream. So after coming home and eating lunch and then taking a nap, because apparently I'm just a broken old man now that I've crossed the Rubicon of another birthday. Fuck. I feel super old. Now that I'm super old. Yeah, playing at the game store for like 4 hours just tanked me, and I was just like, boom, and came home and ate and then fell asleep. So, now that I'm alert and have some caffeine in me, I figured we would work on the terrain a little. So what I want to do, I want to take these guys, and I want to get texture down on them like that. So that's what we're going to work on today, is getting some texture all around those bases so I can spray them tomorrow. So it should be nice and simple. It should basically just be Mod Podge, and then we sprinkle some baby powder on it. Not baby powder. Baking soda. Alright, so that's pretty much the plan, right? We're doing the Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions spacing technique here. ASMR moment for you. Yeah, to get some texture down. And then we're going to spray it, base coat it one color. Then I'm going to come in and do details, and I'm going to put like muddy texture paint in some places. And then we're going to flock the trees, and then she's going to be done. So, hopefully, tomorrow I have to spend a lot of time cleaning up my craft room, because it's a fucking right mess. And I meant to do this last weekend, and I didn't get to it because I just ended up playing Guild War 2 with my husband all weekend. So, this weekend, we're doing it. Cleaning it up. I say that. It's Sunday. The weekend's over. I took Monday off. On Monday, we're cleaning it up. We're going to get the vacuum in here. Going to get all this junk picked up behind me, make it make sense a little bit. It's going to be good. But, first off, we're not doing that tonight. We're Battletech training. That's what we're doing. Alright, so let's get the McPorringtons from Poresville. Where did I put it? There we go. So, I don't want baking soda going everywhere in its brother. So there we go. That's what we got. And we're going to put some stuff down, shake them off, just assembly line this mofo. Get all these guys ready so I can spray them tomorrow. So it's going to be a third coat of Mod Podge on these guys. Mod Podge solid. That's the plan. Alright. Get it around. And we're going to try to get relatively flat, you know. It's a little lumpy in places. That's okay. You know, we want some texture down, you know. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we like something, you know. You know, it's a little imperfect, you know. It's just gonna have some flavor. It's gonna have some personality. You know. There we go. And we can that area again. Get down in there. Get down in there. Right. How you wanna do in texture in your base? If you're standing on the wall, get your back up off that wall. Do it. Alright. Go. Texture time. Shout out everybody. It's snowing. It's like that. I fucking love Cocaine Bear. But it's baking soda instead. There we go. I think I covered it. Maybe. A little bit. Alright. I'm just going to tap it off. And there we go. We are fully textured. I really don't want it on the buildings. At least not on all the buildings. So we'll just hit this wet brush around it. Should be good. Could have been neater applying it, but I think it's okay. There we go. Yeah. Alright. First one done. Cool. So he can go back in the box. And he will get sprayed tomorrow. And the spray will help keep the texture down a little bit more. Which will be good. You get a little piece of... a little piece of toilet paper to dry my brush off on. When I get them wet, so you get all the glue off of it. So round 2. But yeah, I will say that I made 8 of these in total, and for a 44 by 30 board, they did a pretty decent job of making like a city in the middle. I think my goal would be to make, if I was to like expand this train set, which I'm going to, I think I would make a bunch of little ones like this guy, these little ones like that. I think I would make a bunch of those. So I think next, as I expand this train set, that's what I'm gonna do. Cause I like the like diorama-ness of these big ones, but if I do little ones, it'll really add to like some of the shapes and flavor. Because when we were playing, some of the most interesting parts of these little terrain blocks were where they like connected and sort of blocked and created little lanes and stuff. And I think if I have a mix of these big ones and a bunch of little ones, they'll do that even better. It really looks that way, doesn't it? Just wait. It's going to snow again. So this is a basing technique from Gorilla Miniature Games. This is how he bases all of his minis. And he does it because he wants like a light gravel texture that's sort of mini appropriate. Now, I do want it to be sort of size appropriate, but what I really care about here is the fact that it's like pseudo concrete, you know? It's not like, you know, Astro Granite or anything like that. It's more like, you know, Parks and Rec came and, you know, put down a highway kind of thing. Or whatever the hell, right? Like, municipal services came and put down a roadway, you know? That's really what I want it to be like. So, when I paint this, some of these areas here, they're gonna get, you know, they're gonna get like mud texture paste all around. Ooh, too much water there. They're gonna get like mud texture paste, like the areas around the trees and stuff. And that way I'll have the rest of it like looking like concrete or whatever. And yeah, the rest of the building will look like the rest of the area will look kind of like, I don't know, like it's been paved or it's made of stone or something, you know. I think that'll be pretty sweet. There we go. Number 2 all done. Now the Mod Podge is only going to roughly hold this texture on, right? That's going to be partly the that's going to be partly the job of the paint. So we're going to have to make sure we paint these pretty quickly. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. After seeing y'all play today, it was pretty cool, but my significant other would kill me if I got another hobby. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can, as a person with too many goddamn projects, I can feel you there. I will say the nice thing about Battletech is compared to, like, Warhammer, it is extremely cheap. Like, so we were playing Alpha Strike today with what's called, like, lances, because we were using factions from the Inner Sphere. So that's pretty much 4 mechs, right? And I had the biggest army on the table at 10 mechs. So you can pretty much get 4 to 5 mechs for like $30. So for the cost of like a box of Chaos Space Marines, you have an entire battle mech army. And that's one of the really nice things about it. And this stuff, with my 3D printer, so you know, there's costs there, but I didn't buy it for this. It's just, you know, that's a very nice side effect. But with the 3D printer, all of this terrain cost me about $30, $35 when I finally found STLs I wanted to print. So like all 8 of these, and then I have a couple little pieces, and then I've still got a box with a bunch of pieces in it. So all of that cost me about $30. $35. Now I wasted a ton of fucking resin trying to find stuff I liked printing, that I liked the look of, and that I wanted to play with. So we're talking a lot of resin there. But I mean, that's, I don't know. That's more like understanding the 3D printer cost than it is like the actual cost of this train. So yeah, so I feel you for another hobby, but it is a extremely cheap miniature war game. And if you want to play Battletech Classic, it's like one box, which is like $30. And then all the like character sheets and stuff are online for free. Even if you wanted like the Alpha Strike, which is what we're playing today with the terrain and stuff, if you wanted to play that, there's a free quick start guide on Catalyst Game Lab's website. And it has like the basic rules for it. And if you wanted another really nice free version of that, like really nice free cheat sheet for Alpha Strike, Death from Above Wargaming, they did really nice cheat sheets. So we were actually using those today, and they do really nice rules modifications. They're like a YouTube channel. Really good stuff. Super, super good stuff. So, I feel you for not wanting another hobby. But as far as war games go, it's one of the cheapest ones. There we go. Number 3. Yeah, pretty sweet. Now that being said, I have like a fucking 100 mechs behind me, but I mean, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, straight up for like $60, you can get an entire army to play Alpha Strike with. Less so if you wanted to play clans. I mean, shit, you could get away with like one box if you wanted to play clans. One box, maybe like a salvage box. Warhammer is expensive. I agree. God damn it, Bob. I agree. Now, don't get me wrong. I do love me some Warhammer. But I'm a little tired of the rules at the moment. So, I've been picking up the models, but using them for one-page rules and games like that, like Stargrave. Like the games I've been playing on the channel, like Stargrave, stuff like that. I'm going to play some Zone Alpha soon. Me and my friend have a Zone Alpha demo game we're going to do next Sunday. And if that works well, I'm going to see if I can convince him to do some filming on the channel with me. And I'll take my whole setup to his house and we'll film like a Zone Alpha campaign. If we like it, you know. I think I'm going to like it, though. The rules look really good. And that rule book, the Zone Alpha rule book, is $9. And you can basically use any minis you want. So we're going to take those rules and we're going to do a Necromunda-themed campaign. Or a Necromunda-themed game, and then presumably a Necromunda-themed campaign. And I'm basically just going to use all of my Necromunda stuff. So, like, Necromunda gangs and... You know, but we're going to play the Zone Alpha rules. Because, I really like Necromunda. But all the books and the cards and everything, it's really hard to keep up with. I personally just find it super, super tough to keep up with. Because, like, when they release something, it's released for, like, a day. And then it's, like, gone for, like, ever. And I just... That's really frustrating, you know? Like, it's even more frustrating because I built a lot of Gunpla, right? And my husband, he got me Gunpla for Christmas from, like, the 70s, right? But they aren't old, right? Like, they were printed last year, right? But these are, like, kits from, like, the 70s, you know? Like, and it drives me bonkers to see GW being like, we only have enough for, like... 2 hours on a Saturday, and you don't get no more. You know, I can't be about that. So, really becoming a fan of the like indie games and just using the like really nice GW models, because GW does make the nicest models. Mantic has nice models. Star Wars Legion has nice models. The Catalyst Game Labs models for Battletech are great, but they aren't GW quality. GW really does have like the best models. It's like GW and then Malifaux. But Malifaux, like the scale is like slightly smaller, so they're a bitch to paint and to assemble. But they are really, really nice. They're like GW quality. They're just more obnoxious to put together. Oh. Number 5. But yeah. And if you are interested in the universe for Battletech, there's a YouTuber called Tex Talks, and he does a whole string of just these phenomenal like lore breakdowns for the mechs and the setting, and it's really funny and like filled with memes, and it's a really good time. Really, really good. I like it a lot. Like 2 of the factions I have because of him. Like I have a Comstar faction. And I have a Clan Sneck Cobra faction because of him. Clan Sneck Cobra is like a joke that he made up. And I was like, fuck it, I'll paint mechs like that. That's cool shit. Well, the new Necromunda set has bombed with sales. No one is buying them. Oh, really? I haven't even really paid attention. I'm picking up a set of the bug guys. I'm picking up a set of them from other realms. But I don't intend to use them. I don't intend to use them in Necromunda. I tend to use them in Zone Alpha. Yeah, Star Wars models are pretty neat though. I mainly just have small characters I like, such as Bosk. See the Crocs for Mechs STL. Okay, so we'll get to the Crocs for Mechs one. Yeah, what are they? I don't even know the name of the company that makes the Legion stuff, but it's really good. Some of the problem with Legion is that when you buy models for it, you don't know if you're getting the really good old new stuff or the really bad old stuff. Because some of their like stuff that came out at the very beginning was really bad. So like the new Wookiee box that came out is like god tier, like as good as, if not better than GW. But the old Wookiee box that came out, whoo, man, does it suck. It sucks so fucking hard. But the new one is like phenomenal, right? So if you're not like in the know and know what to get and what not to get, it produces this really rough effect where, oh, motherfucker. I circumcised that tower. But yeah, if you're not in the know, it produces a really rough effect of, you know, what you should and shouldn't buy. As far as the Crocs STL, I have not seen the actual file, but I saw the picture. So you can get like a Gundam, like Crocs to replace a Gundam's feet, essentially. Which is pretty legit, I'm not gonna lie. And would probably be awesome for something like 30-Minute Sisters, which are like sexy lady mech things. But they're like the same scale as a normal Gunpla. So yeah, I've seen it. I do not know where to get the file though. But I have to say that it definitely gave me a good chuckle. But yeah. So I got some of the new Necromunda stuff pre-ordered, like I said. I've got the Nomads and the Bugs. I don't have any of the rules pre-ordered because I just don't care. I like Necromunda as a game setting. But oh shit, I need to glue that tower back on. And I like Necromunda as a game, but I cannot keep up with the book releases and the cards and all that. I can't do it. You know? But what I can do is take those really fucking cool models and use them in a different game. And that's what I intend to do when I break them out for Zone Alpha. What I want to do for kit bashing them is I want to give them like animal skull heads. So you know how they have like the black face mask part? I want to replace that with like some kind of animal skull. I think that'll be really cool. So I'll probably 3D print up a bunch of animal skulls and hook them up. Yeah, with GW you really got to do homework to keep it. You really do. It's too much. When a codex is like FAQ'd before it comes out, like, I'm sorry, but that's too much. Like, I was really hyped for the new Age of Sigmar. You know, I got the Stormcast book, I got the Orc book, and I've got armies of both. You know, and before they even came out, the freaking Stormcast were FAQ'd. I was just like, fuck. Like, if your rules have that many interaction problems and problems with things being OP, you know what you do? You just, you make the rules simpler, and then you don't have those problems anymore. I sent them in the Discord. Oh, nice! Nice. I'll check it out. If you would like a set of Gundam Crocs, let me know. I will print you a set. If you have any use for Gundam Crocs. Alright, number 6. Making it rain. Making it rain. Chocolate rain. Except it's more like cocaine rain. Go. Now we can tab the building down. I don't have a little bit of that texture of the building's fine, but I don't want it everywhere, you know what I mean? So just tab it down a little bit. I watched this like Tukayyid video and it had this like Russian backtrack for some reason. And now it's like stuck in my head. Good day, mate. How are you? From Fur Bros. Doing pretty good. How about you? It is the end of the day here in Hawaii. And I am wrapping down after a very fun game of Alpha Strike. Oh. Had a really fun game of Alpha Strike at one of the local shops today called Other Realms. It was really good. And I am just winding down and working on my terrain. Trying to get some texture on it so I can spray it tomorrow after I let it dry all night. I like the complexity of 40k at times, but I think it's the biggest turnoff for me for new players. Agreed. I am not a very competitive person. I am... How do I phrase this? I'm a giant ball of anxiety, like all the time, right? So I stress out about fucking everything all the time, like constantly. So if you tell me that I need to like be super serious and stress out in like my hobbies, I'm probably gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. like my side fun things to do, they need to stay that, because my brain would be very, very prone to going overboard like instantly, if that makes sense. I could very, very quickly become like way too serious about it. So it needs to be like casual and chill. And that's really what I want to do, because I'm, I've got a serious job. I do complicated shit all fucking day. And, when I get to relax, I want to do just that. I really don't want it to be super complex. I want it to be more chill. Let's see. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Just painting a Venerable Dreadnought. Just getting back into 40,000, and it's nothing like what I remember it being. Fair. First off, fair. Second off, grats on the Venerable Dreadnought. They're cool. They're the ones that, like, are all fancied up, if I remember right. Yeah, 40k isn't a... I don't know. I love all the 40k lore, and I love all the 40k models. I'm not super happy with the 40k rules in the moment. But, I mean, some people are, and that's awesome, right? Do what you like. Have fun. Have a jam and good time. But I don't know. Yeah, all the book like expansion and the rules bloat, and it's a little bit too much for me. Which is why I'm a super big fan of one-page rules. Super big fan of one-page rules, which is basically like free, more chill, simpler 40k. So if new 40k seems a little too complicated for you, you're a little overwhelmed by it, highly recommend checking out one-page rules. I'm making a Space Wolf army at the moment. It's costing a lot. Oh, neat. Painting Assault Intercessors right now. Nice. Assault Intercessors are a lot of fun. Oh. They got the chain swords and like the big fancy pistols. And Space Wolves are awesome. I love Space Wolves. They're just like angry space furries, and that's awesome. Yeah, and it definitely can get expensive. That's for very well sure. The new Necromunda box being like $300 is a little ouch for, 15 models. No, it's 25 models, something like that, $300. You get some terrain in there, but like it's not as much terrain as like Dark Uprising was, Like the Dark Uprising box was legit. Like that one, when it had like a almost $300 price tag, I was like, that's expensive but fair. The new one I'm not as moved by. If you do want to make it cheaper, I always will say that you can check out 3D printing or other games. There are lots of cheaper games out there. Battletech being one of them. An entire Battletech force for Alpha Strike costs you like $60 total. And if you were interested in 3D printing, you could do it even cheaper than that if you had a 3D printer. Like all this terrain you're seeing here cost me about $35 to make. So something to think about. Just trying to get a good style down. Raven Guard, but trying to find a way to make black, and white stand out. One of the best ways to paint black is to not paint black. And what I mean by that is if you actually use a dark gray and then like dry brush it with black or highlight it with black, depending on whatever you prefer to do, you'll get a neater looking black than you will if you just paint it black. Also, if you want a nice effect for pretty easy, the black Templar contrast paint is like the best contrast paint in the line. Like a lot of contrast paints, I'll tell you to use them as like a base or use them as a filter or something, right? Because like that's how I use them all the time. But black Templar is legitimately a really good paint. Because usually like when I contrast paint, I basically use them like a wash. So I'll do a color and then I'll use them to essentially do the highlighting over the color, and it works out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the results most of the time. So like this guy here, for example, all his details aren't painted in yet, but this mech is a base color and then contrast over it. So he's a red paint. He's been painted red and then he's been contrasted with red over it. And it basically just gives some tonal highlight. Like you can see the lines and stuff are filled in a little bit. And he has some tonal difference in the armor and stuff, which is what all I wanted for. Yeah, I use a brown spray and then dip them in a black and brown wash. So armor a good color and texture. My brain melted a little when you said like dip them, like I've never seen someone do that. Does it work well? I'm genuinely curious. I don't know if you're just using colorful language and you're actually like applying wash with like a brush, but do you like actually like dip them in something? Best black I've ever gotten. What wash are you dipping them in? That's really, I've literally never heard that before. Oh. All right. And with that, everybody is cocained up. Cocaine Town is ready to rock tomorrow when it gets sprayed. So, I've still got a little bit of energy, so what do you all say we work on some more little buildings? We can... Don't ever intend to use this to cook with, so I don't mind reusing it. There we go. I'm so interested in the dipping thing. Excuse me. I'm genuinely, genuinely interested in that. I've never heard of someone actually dipping their model in anything. Alright. Oh! Okay, so I dip them in thin Null and Agrax mix and then wave them around to get off the excess. And then I've literally never heard of anyone doing that, but if it works for you, rock on, dude. Oh. I mean, You are very clearly happy with your results, so, dude, hell yeah. But I will fully admit I've never heard of anyone else doing that before. That's kind of cool. And just in like a different kind of way, you know? Alright, so what are we going to do? I want to make some more of these. So we're going to make some more of these. These are like little half things. This one, so I've got this piece already cut out, so we'll make 2 of them. Because this is half and half, like that. So we'll make 2 of them, and then, yeah, it should be good. And then we'll probably call it after that. I also have this one, which is like a watchtower kind of thing. I don't know how I feel about that one. Like, so I'm just leaving it in here while I debate it, you know? While I debate it. Alright, this is Hardboard. It's like the back of a IKEA dresser or something. It's essentially it's very thin, medium density fiberboard, or really thick cardboard is another way to think of it. It's a little bit thicker than like other cardstocks, but it's not so thick that we need power tools to get through it, which to me is the important part because I don't have power tools because I live in Hawaii where you don't have much space. So you can get through this with really dense scissors, like industrial kind of like nips, or Stanley knife. So that's what we're going to use today, because that's what I've got around. So, I kind of just wanted this to like be in half. So we're just sort of going to eyeball it, right? I have some cut off chest scraps here I could measure it with, right? I guess we'll do that. But I'll be honest, this is not, it's not going to be like perfect. Like each one of these is a slightly different shape, slightly different size, and I'm fine with that. You know? There we go. Alright, so this stuff can warp. One of the tricks to make it warp less is to actually cut the edges off, because warping in this kind of board is from water getting inside of it and then the board contracting as it dries. So the adhesion from the water pulls the sides in, so it will make the edges bend in. So if you turn it into a more circular E shape, it is way more resilient to warping. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to pretty much do a little loop-de-loop like that. Alright. And then I'm going to do another one over here. Like that. And you can see, like, because I'm not like using a stencil or anything for these, they're going to be different, right? Like you see I clipped a little extra off there by accident. And then this is like mostly cut through, so now we can just snap it. Alright, I could trace it a couple more times, but meh. You just snap it. There we go. Just trim the edges up like that. Do. There we go. And I will do the Mod Podge on both sides of this, but since we're streaming, I'm gonna put the buildings on first, and then I'll Mod Podge it later. Alright, so we got another one of those. Same deal. If I wanted a better, nicer shape, it just occurred to me I could like trace the lid on the Mod Podge bottle and it'd probably give me a much nicer shape. But, meh, it's okay. That's okay. I'm not king of carpenters. So, they're a little wonky. That's fine. This hardboard stuff, you probably get cheaper at like a Home Depot or something. But I got literally like 20 pounds of it for like 15 bucks. Like, I have a giant box filled with it just off to my right here. That's like super heavy and it's filled with nothing but hardboard sheets. So like a couple of these that I screwed up and I didn't really mind. Because really each whole size sheet cost me like 50 cents or something. So I'm like, whatever, you know? Like I'm going to have this box of hardboard for like, even if all I did was hardboard terrain for like the next like ever, I'll probably have it for a couple of years. Alright. Sterling knife can go away. Now, we gotta break out some buildings. Gotta break out some buildings. A really weird thing about Streamlabs is it shows me the chat, but it doesn't show me who's actually like online, right? So like, it's just a really weird thing about Streamlabs, right? Alright, so we got our two weird kind of wonky shapes. Like, I don't know if Noah's still around or anybody. Alright, let's see what we got. Got this building too, but I don't really like this building, so we're not going to use it. This cool little fence. Same thing with this. So all this terrain is from a guy on my mini factory called the Lazy Forger. I would highly mega recommend all of his stuff. This is from the Shanty Road pack. It's a neat building, but I'll be super honest, I don't really have like a ton of use for it because it's like this big like gas station thing, right? Right? Like it would take up a whole one of these by itself, you know? So I don't have a ton of use for this building, but this pack, I highly, highly, highly recommend if you pick up these STLs to pick up this pack because it comes with like tons of little fences that are just like the coolest fucking shit to use. They're just like so awesome. I love the little fences. So, yeah, see like this one and things like this, like comes with that stuff and it's really cool. So I would highly recommend that pack just for those little greeblies. Even if you don't actually use the like centerpiece building format. Alright, let's see what we got. We got some of these Medina buildings here. I've got some fences. I've got this little convenience store that's cool. Do like convenience store and then maybe like a Medina building. Like that, and then maybe a little much, I think. Want that? Does that work? It's got like two little weird little walkways in there, though. Maybe break out one of these shanty buildings, maybe. Alright, so we have the convenience store. That a little bit more like that. And then a Medina building and a shanty building, maybe? It's not bad. Small structures like that are neat just to show off the size of things. Yeah, I agree. I really like them, and I feel like if you're doing these like kind of little diorama things, they add a lot of stuff, like this cool ass walkway, you know, like just like some barrels. I feel like it's cool. It gives it a bunch of little personality. I think it's rad. All right, so let's see. What buildings do I really want to use? I really like these Medina buildings, but it doesn't mean I have to use them all right now. But I could do a little Medina block like that, and then put like a tree here. That might be pretty cool. Something where it's like kind of clearly like a little bit of like just dense kind of little block of city, you know. That might be kind of cool, because that could be hard for a small mech to shoot through, right? Like that mech is basically the size of that building. Best way to world build is just show them mundane. Ooh, that's very true. Yeah, very true. It does give you a nice like sense of the place, I guess. So yeah, that's really true. This guy and this guy are the same building, right? Yeah. Okay. And then maybe do something like, I like this one with the tubes. I just don't know how to use it. This long one is cool. And maybe we could do something like this, where it's like little houses, and then we put like a fence between them, maybe like that. That could be kind of cool. It's like a little piece of terrain, you know, one that's not like super tall, but would still like, you know, would still add movement distance, kind of thing. I like the radio towers, I'm not gonna lie. I think they're one of my favorite things. Alright, so let's glue this one down, because I think this one has potential. So, and then we'll put like a big tree here in the front. And then we'll work on the other one after that. Over here. Ba, ba, ba. So for some of these, I purposely tried to make them like cut-throughs and stuff, you know? But these ones, they're kind of like added flair. So this is just glue. This is just glue gorilla. This is just Gorilla Glue Gel. The G's like just melted my brain there. It's Gorilla. And then we can put one maybe like that. And we'll put like a little building or something back there. Maybe some barrels or something to take up that space too. So I have to say, this train, as we were playing, it worked extremely well. Like it really did its job. And I really can't say how happy I was with playing it. It was just fantastic. And yeah, let's put this big tower here. I like the big towers. I think they add a lot. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. God, stupid YouTube videos just stuck in my brain now. Well, someone's shooting off fireworks. Because of course they are, because it's Hawaii. For anyone that doesn't know, Hawaii shoots off fireworks like literally every weekend. It's just like a thing that happens here. I'm not super sure like why, but it is like, it's just like a thing. Like Hawaiian fireworks is just like, it's always a thing. There we go. Alright. And then put some little barrels or something there. Maybe right there. Let's look at for the little thing for little barrels. Maybe some like tires or something. We got a pocket tires there. It's pretty good. And then we got some little barrels. Alright, we'll use both those. Now we need a tree. And you're a tree. And you're a tree. Odd. I've never gotten around. Hold on, wait. Further back. Yeah, I really need to build some structures. I'm using like cans and boxes for my games. For Battletech or for like 40K? $40K. I've never gotten around to considering how much I love to make bases. There's actually a bunch of really nice options for 40K if you wanted to just pick up stuff pretty cheap. There's a ton of pretty cheap MDF terrain. I'm talking like getting a whole table's worth for like $50 kind of stuff, but it's made out of like wood essentially, like laser cut wood. There's a whole like industry of that that's really cool. Also, the Mantic terrain crates give you a pretty nice chunk of terrain for like really cheap. It is the kind of terrain though that generally works better for like skirmish games, so like Kill Team and stuff like that. But it's also another really nice terrain option. As far as liking making bases, I go through like, I don't know. I go through like phases where sometimes I cannot stand doing bases, and then sometimes it's all I want to do. And it really is like just, it's like a project by project like thing. Like sometimes stuff just triggers my love for basing, and sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, you get texture paste and that's it, you know. And I really don't even know why some things really like get me excited for basing, and some things don't. Like this stuff, this is the most like hobby kind of terrain, like, you know, like bill making stuff kind of terrain. That I've done in probably years, to be honest. Like, go. All right, give me a sec. There's a ton of shit on this nozzle I gotta get off. There we go. It's just making it hard to get the actual glue out. No, it's glued to my fingers. Cool. Yay! There we go. And our little diorama thing has got some greeblies now, so it'll tie in for the rest of the town. And there she is. And then after this dries tomorrow, it'll get Mod Podge and then texture just like you've seen. Yeah, it'll just be a little bit of a blockade. Oh, like that one. Something to get in the way. Alright, well, let's put her, I guess we'll just put her right there. And we'll work on the design of this one. Alright, I do like this convenience store, but it's hard to use. Ow. I like basing so much because I found a neat technique making bases out of this broken tempered glass I have. Oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know, do you like glue it down and then like fill it in with some kind of glaze? Because that could be cool. Like sea glass bases. But yeah, I just go through spurts. Like, the bases for all my Necrons are really awesome. And I had a great time doing them, but like, the bases for like a lot of my other armies are really super plain. Like, my orcs are basically just sand and red paint. They're really plain. But like, other ones are like super complex. It all is really depending how I'm feeling at the day. Alright, let's see. Maybe this and that, or this and do something like that. I would like to use these little buildings though. So maybe like, maybe that, and we can put a little building behind it like that. It's kind of cool. It's not all on the base though. Trying to make it so you guys can see it. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. I could put like 2 trees back there to like block it off. It's not a bad idea. This one will just be a little bit more like tree covered than the others maybe. And then again, I'm not using these weird little buildings, but oh well. I think that's not bad. I think, well, yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll put like a bunch of trees on this one. We'll put like 2 or 3 trees on this one. Yeah, a friend of mine, she does all her bases with these like checkered stickers. It's super strange. They look really cool. She's doing it to be like a checkered floor kind of thing, like in a cathedral or something. Yeah, I mean, they look super cool at the end when she's done with it. It's just like not something that would enter my brain to do, you know what I mean? To be like, oh, I've got these checkered stickers, let me put them down. Yeah, they come out looking really nice. Well, that's for her, like, sisters. She's got, like, a whole matching, like, cathedral piece for it. It's pretty rad. Do.
Good night, babe.
Oh, you off to bed, Aunt?
Yep. Your blankets are in the washer right now.
Okay. Give me a sec. Oh. Some rescue. Is Puppo still up? Oh, you did? Okay. Okay. Oh. And I'm back. My husband is going to bed. Because holy shit, it's 8:30. Man, I'm not used to streaming this late, that's for sure. Well, we'll finish this up and then we'll call it. Let's see, I want 2 trees. And tomorrow I'm gonna... That's late for you. For my husband, definitely. He gets up a lot earlier than me. I'm also just not used to streaming this late. Usually every... It's like 12 over here. Ah, that's fair. Yeah, time differences be crazy. But like, every Friday... No, I'm sorry, not every Friday. Every Sunday I stream in the morning at 10 Hawaii Standard Time. But today I didn't, which is why I'm streaming tonight. So I just, I don't want to miss a stream. But today I didn't because I was going and getting prepared for my Battletech game. And I couldn't squeeze in streaming and doing the Battletech at the same time. Plus, I took all this terrain with me to the game shop, so I didn't really want to like fuck with it before I transported it. You know what I mean? So. Around 12 over here. Does that mean you're in like middle, like Colorado, like mountain time kind of area? I always lose track of the different time zones because weird little fact, Hawaii does not have like daylight savings. We don't roll forward or spring back or anything like that. It's all just the same time. So when other people are moving their clocks around and stuff, we just stay still. Alright, let's clean all these little buildings up. And I need... So I'm going to put one tree right there. So this one's going to have lots of trees on it. Yeah, I'll be up for a bunch still. I have tomorrow off too. Yesterday was my birthday. So I'm going to take the day off and enjoy myself. And clean this craft room up. 7:30 a.m. here. Hi, by the way. How are you? Hello, Joey C1. I'm pretty good. I played Battletech and then came home and took a nap. Because I'm old now, because Saturday was my birthday. 7:30. Ish. 7:30. What time is that? Like England or something? Or like Australia or something? That's crazy. I think even like the east coast of America is only like 6 hours from us because that's where my parents live. Let's look at 11:36 here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Washington's very nice. I always say Seattle is like the only place I've ever been to that I like better than Hawaii. Naps are great. I'm in the UK. Gotcha. And naps are great. Oh my god, naps are so great. Yeah. I love playing games and stuff and having a good time, but man, it like wrecks me. I'm not gonna lie. So I was at the game store today out here in Hawaii, a place called Other Realms, for about 4 hours ish, 3 and change. We were just carrying on the whole time playing Battletech, just like fucking being hooligans. And man, I am very beat from that. And when I got home, I ate and it was just like fell right asleep. So yeah, there we go. So this one's got a little bit of trees, a little bit of treeage, you know. A little more passable than that one, but not by much, right? Like you might consider this one like, you know, passable terrain. This one might be impassable terrain just because of the size of the buildings. Because if you compare it against like that mech, right? Like the buildings in him are pretty close, right? Buildings in him are pretty close. But if you compare it to something really big like a Warhammer, right? Like the Warhammer can see over that building, right? So he'd be able to shoot and stuff over it, but like, you know, something super tiny like whatever the hell that is, you know, like he would legitimately not be able to shoot over that building, you know? Just cool. Then you compare him to like this other one, like this. You know, he would be able to shoot over part of that, but not the whole thing, right? If he was behind those trees, he could shoot over it, stuff like that. So, pretty cool. So these are little like alternate pieces to go with the big pieces. I got 3 of these so far. And I'm gonna make a whole bunch of them, more of those alternate pieces. Probably gonna make at least 4 more of them. So I'm gonna have to print out a couple more buildings for them. Yeah, I like it over here on the eastern side of it. Way sunnier. Nice. Yeah, I liked the drab and the dreary. I actually thought it was really nice and kind of relaxing. I'll always mention that I'm a giant ball of anxiety, so like, I don't know, the rain and kind of depressive atmosphere just kind of chilled me out a little, and I really dug it. I don't know how it'd be to live there, because I haven't done that. I only went there on like a couple week vacation. It was my honeymoon, but you know, yeah. All right, so that's those done, and then Cocaine Town is all done. Let me show that off again, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wrap it up there then. Then we got Cocaine Town. Let's go to the other camera. That did help. It helped a little bit. Yeah. So we got Cocaine Town there all ready to be primed up tomorrow and to get painted after that. So I'm probably going to prime all of this black. So it's like asphalt kind of. That's what I'm probably going to do with it. And yeah, so I'm probably going to prime all this black, and then I will dry brush the color in all the buildings. and get them looking good. And then do all the details and then do the flocking on the trees. Because when I spray it, I'm also going to spray the trees. Because you can see they have a little bit of flocking on them, but it's not like super nice. You know, it's kind of crappy. But they came in that bag. And it was like, I don't know, like $10 for like 75 trees or something. So, you know, they'll look really good when I flock them. So, but right now, yeah, Cocaine Town is done. And, yeah, these little guys are done. If you wanted to see it against a better painted mech than the, like, everything I have on my desk is all work in progress. So these guys are done. Alright, so. Oh, wrong camera. There we go. So if you wanted to see it against a better painted mech, give you a sense of like scale for all the buildings and stuff. Yeah. And again, these buildings, all of them are from the Lazy Forger on my mini factory. I cannot say the nicest things about these. They're just phenomenal. I love them to pieces. And I'm gonna do a whole table. I'm gonna have a whole little Battletech city. I think my next goal is probably to do 4 more of these like little half things, and then I'll reassess to see what I need after that for my table set. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you all for watching. I've been streaming for like an hour and 20 minutes. Tomorrow I'm going to stream as well. Trying to find. Usually this other camera I set up for really wide shots, but I haven't set up for close-ups. And it's not a big handful. Helpful. Go ahead a minute. One second. Hold on. I bought myself some Tyranids. So we're going to unbox and build some of these tomorrow. So like I said, I took the day off, so I'm just going to chill, have a good time. And I want to stream. So tomorrow we're going to unbox and build these. I'm going to paint them up to go with my rest of my Tyranids. And these are pretty much going to get done for Zone Alpha. That's my plan right now, is to do all these for Zone Alpha. So we've got the Parasite. I've got like 40,000 gaunts. This is a hefty chungus. That's a big chungus. It's like a giant combat patrol box. But it's really cool. And then I've got a box of Hormagaunts. And I'm gonna paint them up to go for my other Tyranids. And yeah, but we'll unbox them all tomorrow after I do a little bit of cleaning. Gotta do a little bit of cleaning because this room is a fucking mess. But I picked these up at the hobby shop today for letting us play. I really appreciated it. Because today was Tukayyid Day, which is very cool. So there's a bunch of people playing Battletech. It was really nice. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it there. Thank everybody for coming out and watching. And yeah, I'm gonna go relax and probably fall asleep in my chair if I'm totally honest. My video gaming chair. But have a good night and keep on keeping